Jim Miller fight, I wasn't aggressive enough, and I let him off the hook. So I took those 2 fights, and I've been studying those 2 fights for the last few months, and I wanted to take this fight and kind of pace myself and make my measuring stick right in the middle. And I think I was successful in that area by going out, being able to attack the guy, but take my time and in bad situations be able to get out before he can sink anything in tight. So my jiu-jitsu coach, George Santiago, he's definitely happy with me right now. I know Coach Flavius back home is happy too. So I came in and just did my job.
Do you feel like you were fighting to save your job?
Man, you know what? In this business, I've been in the UFC successfully now 7 years in a row. This is my 7th win on the 4th of July. I'm undefeated on the 4th. I think this is my fight card that I show up for the most. But it was in the back of my mind that with another loss, I probably could lose my job. This is my childhood dream as a 14-year-old kid. I always wanted to be in the UFC, and I don't think I would be one of those fighters who get cut from the UFC and fight elsewhere. So I definitely always feel like my job's on the line, but I think that's a good thing for me because it makes me work that much harder so that I don't lose my job. But I never fight safe. I still wanted to finish that fight. I'm upset that I didn't finish, but whoever I fight next, man, I feel sorry for him.
Melvin, it got really hairy at the end of round 1 for you. You were mounted, and then all of a sudden you slipped out. You landed a big shot. Do you feel like that turned the tide or really secured a real dominant position for you for the rest of the fight after that?
Yeah, I mean, I had to give up the mount. It was either give up the mount or let him take my back fully. And in practice, I'll take the mount any day. I'll give up the mount besides taking my back. Code word was don't drop the soap tonight. So it really was. So all I could think was don't drop the soap and just keep my back to the mat and just keep him off me. When he mounted me, my mount escapes always have been good. So I was definitely comfortable in that situation other than him being on my back. And then he dropped a couple of big shots, but they all hit me in the arms. None of them got through, even the elbow, I swear to it. None of them landed. And then when he set up to take a deep breath, that's when I bucked him off me. So it's all, like, jiu-jitsu is very tricky, man. It's like you can move, but sometimes you move too much and guys sink things in tighter. So I wanted to wait till I felt I had an opening and then go for my escape.
Do you feel like the Blackzilians camp has rejuvenated your career since you've been with them since January or so?
Man, I go back and forth about camps, and I do miss Coach Greg and them a lot. I miss those guys all the time, and sometimes in the beginning I felt like I shouldn't have left, especially with coming off of 2 losses, when leaving. But I definitely found my home with the Blackzilians, and I have a tremendous amount of respect for all my training partners. Definitely a whole lot of Brazilians, But, that's always been my Achilles heel. That's always been the things that set me back from being a champion. And to be able to now go into a gym every day and work with world-class black belts who didn't get their belts in the mill, it's a humbling experience. And I have my first gi and no-gi Naga tournament in 2 weeks in Orlando that I'm going to go home to on Monday and get ready for. And I'm excited about that next, and we'll see what happens next. Maybe if I start submitting guys, they might start giving me more strikers.
So specifically, were you working with Jay-Z Cavalcante?
Yes, I work with Jay-Z, Yuri, George Santiago, Puga. The list goes on. Coach Flavius has been a tremendous help. Coach Marcone. So, I mean, the whole team, man, everybody that's there, we all one big family. But the person that holds the family together is Glenn Robinson, man. I have an amazing agent. He put together a world-renowned team. We have a phenomenal gym. Some of you guys should come check it out. And we all in there just grinding, man. Everybody wants to be a champion, and that's my dream, man, and that's part of my legacy. So it's up to me to fulfill that. Nobody can do it for me.
Did you have a chance to work with the great Mario Sperry while he was there?
Yes. He was actually going to corner me tonight, but he hangs out with the Sheik, of Abu Dhabi. So he hasn't been there in the last maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and he just got back to camp yesterday to help some of the guys back home. I wish he would have been here, but I do get to work with him often, and he's an amazing MMA coach. I'm talking about all the way around MMA coach. He's one of the most amazing coaches I ever worked with.
Were you suffering from any lagging injuries prior to this fight?
No, I just have, slight hand problems sometimes, but that's just from the years of hitting so hard and there's no way I can get around it. You know, I even begged for surgery, and the doctors all tell me the same story. Like, you don't need surgery. They just hurt. So I just got to go stick them down in some ice and then let my wife kiss on them a little bit, and I'll be all right.
Is Joe Lozon still what you want next? He fights only in a month. The timing could be right for that. And if so, are you hoping he wins?
Yeah, I hope he wins so I can beat him up because, you know, I did nothing but respect that kid. And, you know, I still stand by how I feel about that fight. The only reason he got me was because I rushed myself. If, you know, 9 out of 10 times that kid, that's the only time he'll win. That's definitely a fight I want back. And next time around, I won't be so nice about it. You know, I definitely won't respect him. Y'all get to see a little bit of the old Melvin when I fight Joe Lozon again.
How does it feel getting the warm welcome you got at the weigh-ins? You were one of the biggest crowd favorites, it seemed like.
That's because I know how to market myself. You know, I'm just one of those guys, man. Like, you know, I'm up late signing autographs. I stay in the lobby signing autographs. I skipped the expo this year. It was hard to do, but I stayed in bed all week. I slept. I wasn't bothered by the UFC to do interviews, so I was able to rest. I actually took like 2 naps a day. So my wife was very pleased that I was able to rest. I mean, she was more nervous than I was. And honestly, with the outcome of how the fight went, I was well rested and I didn't feel tired in the fight. I felt great. And I think because I took the time, you know, I feel like I took a little bit away from my fans, but I also gained something towards my fans in the end by winning. So, you know, I'd rather come in and not go to the expo and show up to fight than to go to the expo and then come up short and then people questioning why was I at the expo all day. So I think staying away from the expo, it was a little tough to do, but I'm here till Tuesday, so I'll get to see as many fans as I want now.
Is there any strikers out there in the division that you'd really like to match up with? Because you said, of course, you want to get in there with strikers, guys that want to bang. Is there anybody out there that you kind of see, you know, in front of you?
Hands down, honestly, and it's not cocky, but I don't think there's a guy in the UFC in my weight class that can strike with me, honestly. I mean, some of them are great strikers. They're good, but they don't have any power behind their punches. Some of them, it's like slap boxing. You know, I used to do that in my neighborhood. So I don't really see a threat in the lightweight division as far as striking goes. But this is not just a kickboxing match. So you always have to be ready for the wrestling and the jiu-jitsu. I think even at this stage in my career, most strikers probably try to submit me instead of strike with me.
What's your plans here in Vegas tonight? Do you do anything, have some fun, celebrate?
Man, I had about 30 friends, couples. Me and my wife have a bunch of couples that we hang out with. They actually all made the trip. So it was definitely an honor. Like, I was surprised that most of them actually came. So we all going to go out tonight. I'm definitely going to go to the UFC after party first, pay my respects, say hi to the bosses, and then I don't really have an after party tonight myself. I just kind of hop around Vegas a little bit. But we're thinking about going to the Green Door. So I don't know if any of you know what that is, but it's a pretty happening club.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Melvin, how soon of a turnaround? Like, how soon do you want to get back in the cage?
I want to be back as soon as October or September, anywhere in that area. I mean, I'm ready to go right now. So if they offer me another fight in 2 weeks, I'll be ready for it.